This is me. Currently, the biggest I've ever been in my entire life. 15 kg heavier after 100 days of pure intensity. But I need to be honest, I didn't start anywhere near here. At 14 years old, I was 42 kg. A skinny kid with zero muscle and a head full of insecurity. The gym became my escape. My sanctuary, my obsession. I tried everything. Dirty bulks, clean bulks, every routine I could find online. Anything to not feel like the weakest person in the room. 4 years later, I've almost doubled my body weight, but this bulk, this 100-day push from 65 kg to 80 kg was the most aggressive transformation I've ever had. And today, I want to tell you the truth behind it. The good, the brutal, and the lessons it taught me. If training gets all the glory, then dieting deserves all the respect. Because truthfully, gaining weight doesn't come from motivation, it comes from commitment to eating when you're full, tired, nauseous, or simply just not in the mood. For the longest time, I've had no idea how little I was eating. I tell myself I was bulking, but in reality, I was barely touching my maintenance calories. Your body can't build size out of thin air. This time I approached it like a mission. I started at 4,000 calories and eventually pushed all the way to 4,500 every single day. I tracked everything. If I didn't track, I'd overestimate massively and I'd end up way under. Here's what a typical day looked like at the end of my bulk. Meal 1 consisted of 6 scrambled eggs, 150 grams of sourdough, and 30 grams of pesto. Meal 2 consisted of 2 tortillas, 200 grams of chicken breast, 200 grams of basmati rice, and 50 grams of cheddar cheese. Meal 3 varied, it kind of depended what was for dinner, but most likely it was going to be 300 grams of chicken or any other meats, mixed with potatoes or some other carb source. My pre-workout snack consisted of 200 grams of Greek yogurt, 100 grams of medjool dates, and 1 banana. My nighttime shake, usually before I went to bed, was 500 milliliters of whole milk, 1 scoop of casein protein, and 1 scoop of whey, 100 grams of double cream, which then leads us to the daily totals, which is 4,500 calories, 299 grams of protein, 367 grams of carbs, and 206 grams of fat. The supplements I took were simple but intentional. I took a high dose of vitamin D, sitting at around 12,000 IUs, because in the UK, the weather is cooked. Next is 1,000 milligrams of cod liver oil, which is great for omega-3s and hormone stability. Next was 12 grams of creatine monohydrate every day, which is essential for muscle growth. And 2 raw eggs before bed to boost testosterone production. This diet alone had me gaining between 0.8 to 1 kilogram every single week. Now, for the fun part. Training during this bulk was honestly the easiest part for me because I love the environment of the gym. I love being around people who are pushing themselves, and with that much food in my system, my recovery skyrocketed and I had so much energy to go and train. I ran a 6-day split. Monday was heavy chest work with shoulders and triceps. Tuesday was back, biceps, and forearms. Wednesday was legs with a heavy squat session at the beginning. Thursday was a moderate chest and back day with high volume. Friday was arms and shoulders, pushing it to the max. And by Saturday, it was legs again with a heavy deadlift session and a light bench press finisher. The gym had become the easy part, but the challenge was everything outside of it. Because let me tell you the truth, bulking is glamorized online. You get to eat whatever you want with no restrictions, but the reality is pretty ugly. The hardship one was forcing the food down. Everyone thinks that bulking is just an excuse to eat more, but when your body is already full and you're about to start another 1,200 calorie meal, it feels like torture, especially for me with a pretty poor appetite. Every 2 weeks I had to give myself a free day just to mentally reset and not worry about what I was eating. Hardship 2 is sleeping. Going to bed after eating like a horse meant that my body was digesting instead of resting. I toss, turn, sweat, overheat, and wake up feeling worse than usual. Hardship 3 was losing my looks. This one hit me harder than I'd like to admit, because I'll be honest with you, I love being lean. I love seeing my abs, I love feeling sharp and looking tight in photos, but a bulk, especially an aggressive one, tends to blur all of that. My face looked softer, my waist was thicker, I felt heavier, slower, and less confident. And people will say, bro, you look amazing, but how you feel inside matters more. Hardship number 4 was the cost. Eating clean at this volume is expensive, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it definitely did stretch the budget. But despite all of that, there was definitely highs. The insane strength gains, the constant progress in the gym, the compliments from the boys, the feeling of being big, the pride of seeing my effort reflected back at me. It's definitely like a roller coaster, but one that I'm grateful for. So what now? Am I going to push for 85 kg? Am I going to start a shred? Am I going to keep the bulk going? Honestly, neither. I've reached a point now where the body fat is getting too high for my liking. I don't feel as healthy or athletic, and that's not a trade-off I want. But I also don't want to cut aggressively and risk losing all of the new muscle that I've built. So my plan is fairly simple. 2 months of maintenance, keep calories high, add more cardio, and do some more sauna work. Slowly bringing that body fat down without sacrificing my size. And then, once the new year hits, the shred begins. A proper one, and I'll keep you updated the whole way through. The path of personal development was always yours. Now, it's just time to walk it.